Good morning. Hello. Don't be shy. Sit down. Oh, how are you?
Oh, yeah.
How are you? You okay?
In February 2010, a Teachers TV audience voted mother of two, Jane Brown, the most talented TA in the UK.
Oh, what are we going to do first? Gonna say... Hello, that's right. What are we going to do?
She's a high-level TA and specialist in communication at the Elms Special School on Merseyside.
How are
Happy.
you? Oh, and Anthony is happy. Well done. Right. My role as a TA is completely different to most other TAs. I work primarily on my own. Joseph, are you happy to be in school?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well done. I work sometimes with children on a one-to-one basis, or I work with small groups, or I work with whole classes during news time. A lot of social communication, intelligibility groups, confidence groups, intensive interaction. What's this symbol?
Who?
Who is in the picture? Who is it?
Gail.
And...
David Platt.
David Platt. Oh, OK. What about this one? What's this one?
What?
What? What do they do?
Hug.
They hugging?
Yeah.
Oh, they're having a hug. Why do you think they're having a hug?
Well, I said, Gail says it's like, get up and...
Do you think Gail's sad?
Yeah.
Is she crying?
It's crying.
Yeah. And David's giving her a hug?
Yeah.
Right, great, well done.
She's great to work with. She'll try new things. She'll support you. If you want to try something new and you're not sure, she'll say, yeah, go on, this will do it, there's no problem. She's such a positive person, and that rubs off on you and it rubs off on the students.
Do you like John and Edward, or you don't like
I like it.
John and Edward?
I like it.
You like them?
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Oh, Becky!
But that's okay, isn't it? I think something different to what you think.
Oh, yeah.
What's Miss like?
Lovely.
What does she do? She always
Happy.
happy.
You will.
With the communication groups, you've seen a rise in confidence with the pupils, in their motivation and willingness to actually interact with adults and with their peers as well. And they love the groups. I mean, you can just see if you watch a group with her in, they just love those groups working with her.
Jane's principal form of communication is through a simplified sign language called Makaton.
I actually did a British Sign Language course when I was 19, before I started my job here, and that got me interested in signing and how useful it is to be able to communicate. And then I did my Makaton course because Makaton signs are taken from British Sign Language and adapted. And I just had a wow factor that how fantastic it is to get that two-way communication.
Where are you going?
I'm going to see the snowman.
To see this.
When I see the children using a sign for the first time, being able to communicate with us, communicate with peers, communicate with their parents, it's just the best thing that I could ever imagine.
Top signer?
Yeah.
You certainly are. Have you been a good boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a good girl?
I'm a very good girl.
To stand.
To stand.
But Jane's job doesn't stop at working with the children. She also supports them by running weekly training sessions for their parents and teachers.
So that means a drink of water. In 1998, I became a Makaton tutor, so that enables me to train staff and parents into the use of Makaton so they can go out and show the children.
Hands up and look at the bath.
Well done. Yeah, very good. So we'll do it together.
It's really important we have a link between school and the parents, because obviously we're doing so much communication in school, and then sometimes when they go home, if the parents haven't been taught or trained, the children are facing frustrations and sometimes it can be quite challenging.
So the chair and table are in the house.
Jane's got a real good understanding because she's a mum herself and she's got young children. She's really on your level. You know, it's just like talking to another mum talking to Jane. There's no barrier at all. She's lovely.
I've got, you sit there and I will stand here. You sit there and I will stand here.
Well done.
Jane goes above and beyond what she's paid to do. Not being able to communicate in any way, shape or form would just, it doesn't even bear thinking about, to be perfectly honest. So Jane is an angel in her own right to be able to teach both of us that.
So tap twice, mum. Yeah, well done. All staff are given the opportunity to go along and work with her. She's been doing that for years, I think, and she has trained everybody in the whole school. I've had my training with her as well. And so that is vital. And she's there that if you are starting a new topic and you need to know some new signs, she's there available to teach you those.
3, 2. A lot of the children do not have any language at all, so they actually rely on either using picture symbols or vocalisations. So we actually needed another medium for the children to learn. So Makaton was the ideal thing for them to learn. And so we had some sessions. They were really good fun, really enjoyable, and it's amazing how much the children have really taken to it. So it's a big thanks to Jane for starting us off with the Makaton. Good boy! Good boy! Finish!
As well as working with the more able students, Jane also works with children with severe learning difficulties who are not yet able to speak.
Trampoline! Trampoline!
We use a total communication approach, which is objects of reference, speech, signs, symbols, photographs, lots of eye contact.
Now it's turning. Shall we turn?
Communication is the foundation of learning and foundation for the children's development. So to me, communication is the most important thing that we can teach to the children.
Now it's... trampoline. Please, good girl.
So starting with the low level of communication, just trying to get that first point of eye contact, that first reach out of the hand, being able to copy sounds through intensive interaction, basically copying what they're doing. Hopefully you will get that interaction, and that is the basis of your starting to communicate.
He's laughing already and he's bouncing. Yeah! So with Harry, we won't really use the symbols. It's getting him to interact and to show some eye contact and to show some enjoyment on the trampoline, which obviously is enjoying it, aren't you? He finds it really difficult sometimes to enjoy the physical contact, but bouncing him on the trampoline, you could see the delight in his face, sure. Trampoline has finished. Have we finished? Good boy.
Communication is the be-all and end-all. You know, for all the parents, they will say, I want my child to learn to speak. For some of the parents, they then realise that actually learning to speak isn't the key, it's learning to communicate. And Jane enables those children to communicate via Makaton, if that's appropriate, via the communication aids, if that's appropriate, and then supporting staff with sort of visuals as well. If the child can't communicate, they can't express their needs, and that can lead to frustration, can lead to challenging behaviours. You know, so the communication just helps us to sort of tackle all of that with the children.
Where are we going?
Some children need intensive one-to-one sessions, like 4-year-old Kyle.
Where are we going?
When Kyle first came to the Elms, he was almost completely unresponsive. But after 6 months with Jane, he's a different child.
Tickle, tickle.
Sometimes he will respond by,
What? What's Kyle's shoes?
by saying, he does say tickle, it's something that sounds like tickle, tickle.
Tickle, tickle, clever boy. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle. What does Kyle want? Ready?
Sometimes he makes sounds which do sound like tickle, tickle, which are starting to sound a bit more like words rather than babbling. But sometimes it is a bit like he's got his own language, but just trying to tease that out of him as much as possible. And by repeating what he's saying as well, you're getting that two-way communication. Min, 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 min. Kyle's communication progression has been amazing since he started school, and his basically his eye contact, everything about his communication has really, really improved. This is what Kyle needs all the time, but it's just lovely to be able to work with him one-to-one. Fantastic. Best job in the world. It is. Wouldn't change it for anything, would we?
Ready? You're going to start down low, low, and then we're going to go. Okay, ready?
Jess and Jane have always worked closely together, in the past as teacher and TA, and now with their joint school choir project.
Me and Jess set up the choir in 1998, so we've been running for 12 years now, and obviously we've seen them grow from strength to strength.
Start high again.
Should we sing it now?
Yeah.
Do some singing. Okay, you ready? I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside. It forms friendships and relationships, and they absolutely love it. And sometimes they have got severe learning difficulties, and if they're not able to read or they're not able to write, or they find academic work really, really difficult, choir just gives them that boost, and, you know, they're learning the words and learning the signs to the songs. So if they can't remember the word, they usually will remember the sign. It's getting them to practice speaking and signing at the same time. It helps the non-verbal and the verbal students, obviously.
Just enables them all to join in. And you can just tell, I mean, us ourselves, if we're forgetting the words, if we know the sign for it, then that just helps us remember the word as well.
Their self-esteem and self-confidence has, you know, without a doubt improved, and that's carried on in other subject areas that they work in. It's given that confidence to actually express themselves.
It makes me feel happy, and it doesn't make me feel sad. So every day when I come, I've got loads of friends to say and sing with, and it makes me feel like I want to sing my heart out.
Why is the signing good?
Because it helps you think about what you're doing and like when remember and stuff, and like you just do it in the end and then you'll be good at it, won't you?
Super duper.
Makes you feel super duper singing in choir.
When they sing, they make you feel happy as well, so it's just fantastic!